My name's Jacob and this is Jacob Eats Good. Today I'm going to spice it up and make some salsa. Everyone loves salsa and it's way better when it's homemade because you can make it as spicy as you want it and there's 1,000 different ways that you can tweak it. Today I'm going to show you how to make two of my favorites.
I'm going to get started on my roasted red salsa, and the first step for that is prepare some onion, tomatoes, peppers, and garlic to roast away. The idea here is to remove anything that might burn too quickly in the pan or that you don't want in your salsa, as well as to improve the amount of surface area on your vegetables to encourage some browning. You'll see that I'm using Serrano peppers here. These are kind of in the middle ground between habaneros and jalapeños. If you want your salsa to be more spicy, I'd lean more towards the serranos and the habaneros, and if you want to be more mild, you could lean more towards the jalapeños, or even no peppers at all if you're really afraid of heat. When you roast your red salsa, you'll bring out some natural sweetness as well, so don't be afraid of making this one kind of spicy to start with, because it'll definitely mellow out with the heat. Once you have your tomatoes, peppers, garlic, and onion in the pan, go ahead and roast those off until they get softened and blackened around the edges a little bit. Don't be afraid to do this under the broiler too. That's what I typically do at home, and it really saves me from cleaning the mess of this pan. While I wait for those to cool, I'm going to grab the ingredients for my crudo or raw tomatillo salsa. The first step in any salsa verde is to prepare your tomatillos. That includes removing this outer husk and washing off the sticky exterior. Once you have them washed, go ahead and notch off the little butt like you did the tomatoes. This, being a raw salsa, is going to come together right in your food processor or blender. So as you're cutting up your vegetables for this one, go ahead and throw them straight into that container. So being a pretty spicy guy, I like my salsa verdes especially spicy. So for this bowl of salsa, I'm going to use 2 serranos and a whole habanero. This would make something where I would call probably a 6 or a 7 out of 10 on my heat scale. So if you're uninitiated, I would definitely hold back on at least half these peppers. Also, because this is a raw salsa, be careful when adding garlic because you're really going to pull a hot raw garlic flavor out of this. And to me, 1 clove of garlic is really all this amount of tomatillos can take. Speaking of hot vegetables, white onion is the only type that I use in salsa. Especially in raw salsa, I find that yellow or red come off a little too strong onion flavor and white is just mild enough. The last few ingredients in this simple salsa are 1 whole lime, about 1/3 of a bunch of cilantro, and a little bit of salt to taste. Once you have all these in your food processor, you're ready to blend up your salsa. Pulse your salsa verde in your food processor or blender, remembering to scrape down the sides of the bowl often. Once it has reached your desired consistency, pour it into a bowl and move on. Now that your vegetables have cooled and the chances of blowing the lid off of your blender or food processor have come way down, transfer all of these vegetables into the bowl of your food processor. If you forgot to remove the skins from any of your garlic or your onion like I did, this is your last opportunity to remove them. Along with all your roasted vegetables, add a heavy pinch of salt, about 1/3 to a half a bunch of fresh cilantro, as well as the juice of 1 whole lime. Just like with your salsa verde, you're going to pulse this salsa, scraping down the sides of your container every few pulses. As your salsa gets close to your desired consistency, it's always smart to give it a taste and to make sure it has the right amount of salt. When properly blended and seasoned, pour your salsa into a bowl and it's ready for serving. Trust me on this one, serve this salsa warm or hot and you'll get a whole nother flavor profile that you've been missing with your salsa out of the fridge. So if you've watched any of my videos, I think you know what's about to happen. You know what the salsa verde is missing? A little bit of avocado. For this, I like to use a slightly under-ripened avocado because it doesn't fall apart when I stir it into the salsa. So remove the avocado from its skin and dice it up into small pieces. So once you get your avocado out of the skin and all diced up, stir it into your salsa verde. You may need to add a little bit of salt right now if it was perfectly salted before the avocado. This is another one of those recipes that's really just like 5 or 6 ingredients each and has limitless possibilities to change to however you want it. Make it as spicy as you want it, make it as mild as you want it, make it as roasted or as raw as you want it. just make this for me, guys. Please go ahead and do it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the views. If you like it, please subscribe for more videos, and excited to see what comes next, guys. Cheers.